Okay, so standard black, white, green Heartless Summoning deck. I haven't seen anything like it built anywhere else, so I figured I'd showcase it here. The basic idea is to turn 2, produce a Heartless Summoning, turn 3, produce an Acidic Slime, an Archon of Justice, or a Bloodgift Demon, essentially. We're running 4 of each of these cards. They are the key to the deck, in that on turn 3 they are very difficult to deal with, or set you back, or set us forward. Sideboard cards. I don't really have an explanation for the deck. I think it's pretty good. I haven't seen it anywhere else. I want to play it, so I'm going to put some shows up and see if anyone has any ideas. This is an automatic keep because it has the ability to cast turn 2 Heartless Summoning and turn 3 something else. Unfortunately, that other thing is not one of the 3 cards that we named, but a Solemn Simulacrum is perfectly acceptable. This is the dangerous play. It's likely that he has a mana leak here. So some version of Solar Flare. We go get a Plains. And next turn have a Solemn and an Archon, likely. Because we drew a land, we're going to go ahead and try the Archon first. Archon's the better card. We don't want it countered. It's likely to be countered. There it is. And had we cast the Solemn first, we would have had the ability to pay for the first mana leak and get ahead. We're getting a forest here. Liliana doesn't bother us too much. We are going to discard a forest. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mean that we still couldn't play this with backup, but we could play this with backup. Maybe it's right to get rid of the Unburial Rights. 4 and 3 doesn't allow us to play anything, though. I think we get rid of the forest, having gotten one already, so that we have 2. Seems perfectly acceptable. And we get exactly what we lost. So here the question is, does he have the mana leak? If the answer is yes, we need to cast the Worm Coil. So right now we'll just attack with the Solemn onto Liliana. And play the Worm Coil for 4. And there's an Oblivion Ring, leaving him up enough mana to do the same. He'll make us each discard, and we discard our Unburial Rites. I believe we do the same thing here. We just attack with our Solemn to Liliana. At this point, it seems more reasonable to discard Elish Norn. So, or Elish. Who knows? So we're going to get ourselves some draw going on. It's possible he has a Doomblade for our Solemn and then uses the -2 of Liliana here, to which we don't have a real response. We would probably just use the Unburial Rites on the Archon of Justice. He's got a Snapcaster for the Doomblade, likely. In fact, here we're actually in great shape. This is the other reason that this deck, I think, has a chance. The Acidic Slime for 3 gives us back our Oblivion Ringed Worm Coil. We only have 4 instead of 5, which leads me to believe that we should get ourselves either the Blood Gift or the Archon. I don't know which. I think it's the Archon. But no, it's got to be the Blood Gift Demon. Already we're getting 3/3s if we do anything. Or rather, if we lose the Wormcoil Engine, we get 3/3s, which are 2/2s, which can kill Liliana, which is an important thing to do. The Blood Gift Demon gets us ahead. We are going to have to discard here. We probably discard the Grand Cenobite. We have one more. Yeah. Though it might be correct to discard something else. Yeah, here I actually think we discard the Solemn and be okay with that. We don't need to know that we have a Heartless anymore. Don't know what he thinks he's going to do here, but I'm definitely drawing a card. Okay, so having drawn a mana seems correct to attack Liliana with the Blood Gift Demon and the Acidic Slime and attack him with the Worm Coil. So that's what we're going to do. Acidic Slime to Liliana, and to the head. Trade the Acidic Slime for a Snapcaster, which isn't at all disappointing. I don't think we play anything here. We are sufficiently far ahead currently. that his Day of Judgment doesn't really hold a candle to our response of Elish Norn. And we deal half his life. And he's in trouble. If he's got another Day of Judgment, then, oh well, I guess we're slowed down for right this minute. But he does not. We were about to. So in our sideboard, Nile Spellbombs and Beast Withins pretty much directly come along with Thrun, along with Surgical Extraction. Most of the removal is gone. Mere Superion is still good. Spellskite gets gone. Altar's Reap is gone. Black Sun Zenith is gone. 1 Day of Judgment, 2 Day of Judgment. We've got 5 more to remove. That somehow seems wrong. And then Burial Rites. Maybe it's incorrect to bring all 4 Nile Spellbombs when... Don't really know. I think I'm going to lose 1 Spellbomb and a Solemn. Maybe that's it. Maybe I just don't want either of these. I think we want Thrun, but he regenerates and having 2 might be enough. Don't really know. Again, I haven't seen anything like any build like this, so I'm doing my best to make it up as I go along. Round 2. This isn't a great hand, but we're going to keep it and go. Dismember is normally great to see, but this is so slow that... Yeah, and we didn't draw a Heartless there. If we draw a Heartless here, it's much better. If we don't draw a Heartless here, then we're in the same boat, and nothing's too great. Yep, so play the Isolated Chapel. Even if we played the Woodland Cemetery, we didn't have the Heartless to play, so playing the Heartless next turn means that we can't play our Acidic Slime, but we can play our Bloodgift Demon the following turn. And a slow start favors our opponent. And a Drown Yard. Makes me sad we took the other. And now we play right into some sort of counter with a Bloodgift Demon. It's the least useful of our spells right now. Probably has some form of removal. Can't imagine that he didn't counter this for... Yeah, okay, so Liliana. And he is representing Dissipate. So we go Beast Within his Liliana. She negates, to which we respond with an Oblivion Stone, accomplishing the same thing without giving him a 3/3. And we drink some more wine. In the middle of the day, yes. On a Saturday, yes. So let's... Bloodgift Demon gains a lot of importance now. He's got 4 cards, we have 5. Don't think we can do anything here. We kind of have to wait for him to do something because the simple fact is he has counters. He drown yards himself for 3 land off the top, which is far from bad in his current situation. Means he's drawing more action, means we're pretty much stuck until we draw a Thrun. However, if we play the Thrun, we play it straight into a Day of Judgment, which is not optimal. At this point, if he plays a Liliana and we both discard, it's a Dismember that we discard. It's himself with the Drown Yard again, getting a Think Twice. He probably plays the Think Twice. Yep. The Oblivion Rings to take the Liliana. And we discard a card. We're discarding the Dismember. We need a mana here, preferably green. That's not it, but it works really twice as good as a mana. We take the Liliana. Of all the Oblivion Rings, I think that's the least enjoyable to look at. You think Twice is out of the graveyard. He's got 9 mana, no threats. And we now have our Thrun. So here's an interesting side note. The reason that we have gone with Sunpetal Grove and Woodland Cemetery as opposed to Razor Verge Thicket is you can't mana leak that no matter how much you want. So yeah. Do you want to try again? Anyway, Sunpetal Grove comes in untapped. In the late game, which is really the only time that we care about it at all. He's doing himself again for another Think Twice, which he will likely play. Loses a Day of Judgment, but unless he has 2 Day of Judgment in his hand and 2 white mana in his hand, I'm not worried about the Day of Judgment. At this point, all of his removal is pretty bad. His real options are to find the Wormcoil engine he probably is playing. And there's a second Thrun, so even if he finds some way to kill it. This is also, Thrun particularly, is probably why Solar Flare, etc. are playing with the Edict, the 2 black mana, sack a creature, 1 life thing. Not sure whether it's correct to play an Archon of Justice or if it's correct to try an acidic slime here. If we take his Drown Yard, he runs out of a little bit of gas. His deck is not optimized for it though, so I'm not too worried about it. And I can't pay the mana leak, so I think we just go. He's doing himself again. Forbidden Alchemy here, 3/6, he's 1 mana shy. Is unsurprising. Forbidden Alchemy is unsurprising, is what that full thought was. And he's still got nothing to deal with our Thrun. And at this point we can more or less just relax and be content to beat face with Thrun, the last troll. Although now we do have the Sun Petal Grove that allows us to pay for the mana leak. Just doesn't seem right. Is he hitting himself again? That's getting spendy. I'm not sure what he's looking for anymore. Even Sever the Bloodline doesn't come after Thrun. Maybe he doesn't know what he's looking for either. He's just assuming that my Unburial Rites will show up at some point and he'll have a problem. But I don't know why he... Maybe he knows he can't outrace our Thrun with his Drown Yard. We've got 7 for the Forbidden Alchemy at the end of turn. And he tosses 3 land in the graveyard. Not sure why he tapped the Drown Yard and didn't use the Drown Yard if he's still looking for stuff. Sun Titan. What does Sun Titan get him? We can't do anything about the Sun Titan right this minute. But Sun Titan's going to get him something. An Oblivion Ring, maybe? But that doesn't make any sense because... Oh, he'll just take his Liliana back. We'll sack our Thrun. That's all fine. Okay. And still haven't seen a Heartless. One Heartless makes this all kind of silly. Go ahead and take the Titan, probably. Oh, no, he's going to counter it, so we're not going to take anything. There's Dissipate. I think it's right to play the Slime. If he doesn't have a second Dissipate, we can check. 1, 2 mana leaks, 2 Dissipates, and a Negate. Yeah, it's likely he has... It is likely he has the card. But if he attacks, he gets his Oblivion Ring back. I think we just have to play it, so don't feel too bad about it. His Oblivion Rings are taking our Oblivion Rings. Probably not much we can do about it right now. Take the 6. Discard. Ouch. Yeah, I didn't see that. We probably should have played the Thrun instead, actually. Yeah, that certainly is the Thrun. It's incorrect to make the play that I made. Unfortunate. We play the Thrun, we have 2 mana up to regenerate Thrun. Even if he attacks with a Sun Titan, getting an Oblivion Ring back, he can't Oblivion Ring any of our stuff, so yeah, that was a bad play on my part. He likely gets a land here. Can't imagine he pulls back anything else. Looks like he sided out his Snapcaster Mages, which is probably the right move, considering we sided in a bunch of Nile Spellbombs. Makes his graveyard less important to him. Here we Beast Within first. The Liliana. Or an Oblivion Ring, but the Oblivion Ring gives him back the options. And he counters. He does not counter. So we play a second Thrun. And see what he has to say about that. Oh, he gets his Liliana back. Yeah, that was a bad set of plays on my part. Yeah, just wasn't thinking. That's okay, though. We are learning this deck. It is brand new to everyone. Nothing I think we're missing, really. Maybe Surgical Extraction is correct. An additional Thrun is also correct. I think the Solemn can both go. Maybe a Superion can go to keep the Solemn. But Superion's already a one of. It really only matters in the first round of play. I think I'd probably side it out here even for a Ghost Quarter. And we'll go with that. We do like to play first. This is almost a good hand. We're not going to mulligan it, just because we don't know what sort of play this deck is capable of. We know the turn 2, turn 3 Heartless into really tough to beat creature, but beyond that we don't. This is not great news for us. Even a Heartless here is not great news for us. So, yeah. Okay. Better with the Surgical Extraction, because whatever he counters with, we surgically extract. I think it's the Think Twice and not the Negate. Negate doesn't get many of our spells. Think Twice does. His hand is Tribute to Hunger, Gideon Jura, and Forbidden Alchemy. And now our hand is awful again. One more mana and we have a Thrun, though, which is nothing considering he has a Tribute to Hunger in his hand. And we don't get our mana. So this was a bad keep. Kept the Snapcasters. Got 5 mana. And with that Heartless, we have big games, but without it, we just sort of sit and look a little silly for having kept our hand. So here's Gideon, no backup. Seems odd. Maybe he drew the Oblivion Ring, which is why he's perfectly fine with... Yeah. It's likely he drew the Oblivion Ring. So we'll just O-ring his Gideon, he'll O-ring our O-ring, and we'll be back to the place that we started without a 6-6 having hit us once. Apparently not. We will again lose our Heartless Summoning for lack of having drawn land. Heartless Summoning isn't really integral to the deck. It is the thing that makes the deck playable, I believe. Turn 3 Bloodgift Demon, turn 3 Archon of Justice is really tough for most decks to handle. Don't think we have a play here, knowing what we know. He correctly plays out of the graveyard first, finding his best of 4 cards. As far as a new impulse goes, Flashback was a great addition. We're not going to have 6 here, we're only going to have 2 because we have Beast Within as a potential rebuttal. 5 now gives us access to stuff that we want. Don't think it's correct to Acidic Slime. I think it's correct to play the Bloodgift Demon and have him counter it. Which is okay. Or maybe he'll Tribute to Hunger it, or whatever he thinks is the right thing to do. Yep, there's the counter. More land is exactly what he wants to draw. We probably played Dismember for 2 life on his attack this turn. Either way, the Snapcaster hits us again. If he wants to waste a counter on it, fine. If not, fine. He plays a Sun Titan, which gets him back a Dark Slick Shores and nothing else. No, a Snapcaster Mage. That is okay. Maybe he gets the Snapcaster? Nope, he got the Dark Slick Shores. Go ahead and cast for 2 life. And we'll go ahead and Beast Within your Sun Titan right now, which you will counter. Unfortunately, we don't have any other way of killing the Sun Titan, so we get hosed here. No, this is pretty much just hose. Go for the throat. When the Sun Titan attacks, makes the Acidic Slime play weak. Can't play the Worm Coil. The Thrun is going to meet a Hunger. Bloodgift Demon again does the same. Alright, well, we'll play a Bloodgift Demon and see what he does. He, of course, attacks. take the 6. And he will tribute to hunger our Blood Gift Demon, more likely than not. Even if we play the Thrun there, yeah, no. Tribute to hunger eats it. We don't have mana up to regenerate it, even if it doesn't get eaten. Not sure what he played there. Cast Go for the Throat. Okay. And we're just dead on the board. So that was match 1. Don't think we did any sideboarding that was completely wrong. Maybe, I mean, we had a lot of misplays, but, you know, I'm terrible at this game and just learning. And this is a deck of my own design. But, yeah, I think we'll have match 2 to take another look at it.